Hey there, it's Mike Langford, and today I want to talk to you about how to accelerate the growth of relationships. So whether it's people from your target market becoming prospects, and prospects becoming clients, and clients becoming referral partners, or it's somebody you're trying to recruit to your firm that suddenly joins your firm and they're a really big part of what you do in business. How do we accelerate relationships? Well, it turns out that social media platforms are the greatest relationship accelerators in the history of mankind. Because if you think about all of the most important relationships you have in your life, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, your best friends that you hang out with, the colleagues you like most, or the your referral partners that you have in your business now, think about what those relationships and the growth of those relationships had in common. And even if you created these relationships way before social media existed, right? It took time to create those relationships, but more important than time, it took a significant amount of interaction, right? You don't just wake up one day and your wife is your wife or your husband is your husband. Unless you went to Vegas. We've seen the movies. We know what happens in Vegas, right? Yes, that does happen occasionally, but not all that frequently, not in real life, right? You don't just wake up and the guy you met yesterday is suddenly your best friend today unless you're 5, okay? The real reality of the world is you meet people, you interact with them, and then that relationship matures. Now, it can happen in very concentrated fashion. Think of summer camp or when you started at school and first, second, third grade, or even in high school. You go to school, you go to camp, you hang out with this person, morning, noon, and night type of thing. Before you know it, you've got a best friend. You've got somebody you just really like, right? Because all of the interaction that it might have taken years to happen, right, under other circumstances, because you're concentrated into a very narrow window. It happens, by the way, in the military when, you get a recruit, starts, shows up to boot camp, he's bunking next to another guy. Next thing you know, they're like best pals for life because crammed into a very concentrated situation where the relationship must mature, right? It must evolve quickly, all right? Now, let's look at social media. You meet somebody, you connect with them, they see your posts, right? You like their posts, you comment on their posts, right? They comment on your stuff, they like your stuff. You guys are interacting with each other frequently. And even if you just met a month ago, within a month or so, if you're interactive, these people start to feel a comfort level with you, right? Now, I have a real world scenario when this happened to me. I met my buddy Jeff Cutler in January of 2008. 5 years later, best man at his wedding. Think about that acceleration. January of 2008, I was 36 years old, okay? So, actually 35. I had not turned 36 yet. No, yeah. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We can do the math. Anyway, I had already had plenty of friends. I had lots of really close friends to me, and Jeff did as well. But we met each other at a business breakfast. We exchanged business cards. We connected with each other on Twitter. We connected with each other on Facebook and LinkedIn, and we started seeing each other's stuff frequently. And then we had a good time commenting with humor and interacting. And then I see him at the next month's breakfast meeting. And it's like, hey, good to see you, that type of stuff, right? We're interacting. That relationship accelerated by years because we saw each other every single day, even though we were apart. We saw each other in our streams. And that's why I believe that if you're a financial advisor, you're a wealth management firm, and you're not putting significant energy into interacting on a daily basis in your social media streams, especially with your prospects, especially with your clients, you're missing out, right? Because again, people do business with those they know, like, and trust, but more importantly, they do business with people that they're familiar with, right? If I know you, like you, trust you, but I haven't seen you for 2 years, what's the chances that I remember that you're the financial advisor I might want to work with? Suddenly I change jobs and I got to roll over my 401k. I completely forgot you're a financial advisor. I never see you. I never hear from you. Of course our relationship's not good. I don't hear from you, right? Same thing, right? On social media, know you, like you, trust you. I'm familiar with you. I also can demonstrate my competence, right? You need to have competence. I need to believe you know what you're doing. Well, great. If I'm seeing you in social and you're sharing the occasional article about different things about the financial aspects of my life and how I should think about it, I think you know what you're doing. And I think you're top of mind. We talked about that consideration set in a recent video as well. So you're at the top of my consideration set because I see you all the time. The relationship is rich and vibrant because we're interacting all the time, right? Not just posting, we're interacting. Really, really important, by the way. Now we've accelerated the relationship and we're ready to do business when the time comes, okay? Hope this helps. Keep the questions coming. By the way, this topic, I've used that phrase, accelerating relationships, for years now. I was talking to my friend Joanna the other day on the phone, and I mentioned it to her, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna use that as a quote. So she shared it on Twitter. So there you go, Joanna. Thank you very much for kind of teeing up this video idea. If you have ideas or questions you wanna see me cover, please feel free to send them in, and I will cover them, all right? Hope you're having a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.